Okay, I think we are live.
Hello.
So, hi everyone from Mara and from Elvira for conversations outside the box.
Yay.
I'm just checking that we're live on the group, and yes, we are. So, if anybody wants to make comments, you are welcome, everyone. So,
Awesome.
hello. Today we want to talk about what happens when you start to learn to understand yourself, you start to become aware of who you are, of your power, and how that affects people around you. Because oftentimes when we start to become aware of who we are, we start to behave differently. We start to put up some boundaries in order to take care of ourselves, to take care of our energy. We might start to choose with what to do with which people. Maybe we start to want to see less of some people because they make us feel drained. We want to see more of some other people because they make us feel good. And in making those choices and maybe being firm about it, some people might not like it, especially if you are in a work environment where you're not able to leave, or family or friends for a long time. And we kind of wanted to share some stories that happened to us because it's a topic that we both live often because we are such bright lights and we're here to do something that is bigger than ourselves. And we're always like trying to share light and be happy and be ourselves. But in doing that, oftentimes we attract people that are not happy, or we come across people in our circle that start to behave a little bit differently. And it happens to our clients the moment they start to realize that they can make a change, they become more aware. And it's a topic that we often talk about with our clients as well. So we wanted to touch upon this because it's such an important topic. And I feel that also energetically, globally, we're kind of like shifting and changing and becoming more aware of ourselves. So this is a topic that I believe touches a
Yeah.
little bit everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're so intuitive. You want that they don't call you the intuition queen for no for
Right?
no reason. Yeah, it is such an important topic because yeah, as we do our inner work, not everyone's gonna even know what the inner work is, and they're not going to understand us because now we're transforming, and we're not as impressionable or controllable because we are now owning our own power, and therefore they're like, oh, but you've changed the rules of the game. Yeah, we have, changed the rules of the game, right? You're able to take back your power. You've connected to who you truly are. And a lot of people are fearful around that. So they will fight back. They will try to keep you small in the box, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about living outside the box.
Yeah.
But that's what people are going to do. And what I'm getting right now is because I have a story that I'd like to share of, not one, but two best friends of almost 40 years that when I did my inner work and I transformed, I couldn't have either one of them in my life anymore because
Right.
I no longer felt seen, safe, celebrated, or supported. And what that has done is the Love Your Vibe transformation is a personal development solutions for heart-centered humans. And it's about doing the inner work in small communities all over the world, 8 people and under, where everyone is safe, seen, celebrated, and supported. My two old best friends of almost 40 years did not allow me to feel that way. I had to feel like I had to stay small in the box for their comfort. But when I was able to break out of the box and start loving them from the distance, I teach that how to do that free online, by the way. If you go to elvirahopper.com, I learned to love them from a distance, and my whole life transformed when I was able to make that clear boundary separation between them and me. And it's interesting how there was not one but two of them. So it's almost like, the universe, spirit, source, God wanted them to have support with each other. When they separated from me, it's like, okay, they probably think I'm crazy. They probably, like, I don't know what they think of me. It doesn't really matter. But it's like they
Right.
had each other as support. so that, they thought maybe I went crazy. Who knows, right? But it
Could
doesn't
be.
matter when
Could
it
be.
doesn't, maybe I am a bit crazy. But anyway, the point is I don't really care, because I have gotten aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed, and I'm surrounded by people where I feel seen, safe, celebrated, and supported. My community, my Love Your Vibe community, is people who they see me for who I truly am. They're not trying to keep me small in a box. They know what my potential is, and they cheer me on. And this is who we need to surround ourselves with, is those people, right? And Mara, you're in one of my two communities that we're doing big stuff on the planet, right? And we need to support each other. You can't do this alone. You need people on your team that see you, that
Absolutely.
you don't feel crazy around them. They're not trying to like grab at your heels and drag you down because they're intimidated by you, or they don't understand you, or whatever. So we need to have compassion for those people. That's the invitation, to have compassion for them and just keep on doing what we're doing. Do you resonate with that?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, yes. And one thing that always comes up when I'm working with clients and they're going through their transformation is this sense of feeling lonely at some
Mhm.
point, because when you start to do this work and you start to see all the things, then you naturally want to either be by yourself to kind of, integrate or,
Mhm.
figure out things,
Process, yeah.
or you start to feel like there isn't something in common with the people that you used to hang out with.
Yeah. You've
One thing
outgrown
that
that relationship.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I feel that society has told us things like friendships are forever, or,
Mm.
you're
Yeah.
nobody without people, you're nobody without
Yeah.
friends. And
The right
yes,
people.
the
Yes.
right
Yeah.
people, exactly. And
Yeah.
this is what I think it is. Yes, that is true. I mean, you do need to have a community, because as much as you're like, I know I'm kind of a loner. I'm happy to be by myself,
Yeah.
but I do
Yeah.
love and I do need to have a community. So there are times where I just want to be alone,
Yeah.
but there are times in which I really love to be
Same.
with people. But it's about becoming discerning of the people that drain your energy, maybe
Yes. Yes.
criticize you all the time, especially when you're going into an healing journey. Then you have this thing for which you might want to share what you're learning. You
Yeah.
might want to help other people and use tricks that you're using, tools that you're using, so they can help themselves too. And oftentimes, this is what makes people want to push you away or criticize you, or tear you down, because they're not on the same energy level
Vibe.
that you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not on the same path that you are.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that creates a lot of loneliness for people. But
Yeah.
I feel that that's necessary in order for you to actually get out of that box and
Yeah.
start to shine your light.
Yeah.
And if you're in circumstances like, family situation, work environment, places
Mhm.
where you don't have a choice to be like, I
Yeah.
am not going to see you today, or
Yeah.
I cannot make lunch for whatever reason, but you have to be there.
Yeah.
It's You need to learn to understand how to protect yourself, protect your
Yes.
energy, and still stay strong in being yourself, because that's
Yeah.
what makes you stronger. It's that inner knowing that it doesn't matter what other people think, it doesn't matter why people are reacting that way, you're doing something right. Because the more
Yeah.
people get upset about you being yourself, the more it means that you're actually on the right path,
It's
don't
so
you think?
true.
Right.
Yes. Yes. It's like, don't let the door hit you in the ass, like, honestly, like, if you can't handle me aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed, you don't deserve to be in my life. And
Right.
and the inner work that I do is about bringing heart-centered humans to getting aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed. And not everyone's going to do this work in this lifetime. They might do it in the next lifetime. They might never do it, but I really believe that we as souls, it's our duty to keep expanding our souls, and eventually we're all going to end up in nirvana or whatever you believe in. But our souls have to go through a journey. So
Yeah.
maybe the people that are criticizing, that are not understanding, that are trying to drag us down, maybe they're just younger souls, and maybe we're a little further ahead. And it doesn't mean we're better and they're worse. No, it's just our soul's journey. You know, you and I,
Yeah.
Mata, like I do believe we're older souls and we're here to help
Yeah.
humanity at a high
Totally.
level.
Yeah.
And there might be like my two best friends of almost 40 years. They're lovely people. And for many years I vibed at their level. And I was a crap magnet, to be honest, when I knew them and they were my best friends. But when I transformed into a miracle magnet, they no longer saw me. They thought I was some sort of freak because now I became a jazz singer at 51. Both of them were musicians and they didn't even realize I was a musician. And when I got to become a musician and do my first album at a world-class jazz venue, they were like, "Who the hell are you?"
Right?
Because they were both
Do you think
musicians
you are?
who
Yeah.
never did anything with their music, right? So
Yeah.
can you blame them for being a little concerned, you know? So anyway, but the point is, it's our duty to take back our power and not to play small for the comfort, for their comfort, or for their loyalty, right? This is the thing you talked
Yeah.
about, you touched
Yeah.
on, is that a lot of people think, well, you know, friendship is friendship and you've got to do what you can to save the friendship. No, not if it's bleeding your soul dry, right? Like those people, I tried to be their friend for 2 years after I transformed. And Mara, it was so hard to be around
You
their energy,
can't. No, you can't. It's
but
just
I love them.
impossible.
I
Yeah.
love them from a distance now. And this is what's changed. Like if one of them needs a kidney in the hospital and I'm a donor, I'm going to be there donating my kidney. It's not like I hate them. It's that I can't have them in my inner circle.
Yeah.
You're in my inner circle. And I've
Yeah.
only known you for like, I don't know, about a
A
year or
few
so.
months. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they that I've known almost 40 years are not in my inner circle.
Yeah.
They're in my far outer circle, or as I like to say, far outer circle, FOC. I have focked them with love and light. And I teach you how to do that free online if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that, you know, we get to keep our power. We get to be the bright lights that we are in the world. And if anybody doesn't agree, even if they're our family, our best friends, we get to love them from a distance
Yeah.
and we get to continue doing what we were born to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's important to talk about this, especially when it's about family and friends that, you know, long-time friendships. Because I think that, yes, of course, maybe there's been some codependency there and maybe we've been taught something, but the fact that they are family and the fact that they're friends, the friends for a long time, best friends for whatever, doesn't mean that you need to continue to allow those people to drain you, to make you feel bad just because you're doing something they might not understand or that they think is driving you apart from them. There is a reason for that. And some people can understand that. Some people will support you. Some people won't. Like I've talked about this so many times. My mom does not support my lifestyle, does not support the person that I have become, does not support the fact that I am my own person and I make my own decisions. And there's always been a clash. And the moment I decided that you're not taking control of my life, that was the worst moment of my life. But because she tried really hard, and the thing is that they're gonna make you feel guilty or they're gonna tell you things that are not true, and you have to stay strong and keep doing that inner work because that's necessary. When it's kind of like, I don't think it's ever talked about it in this way, but it's kind of like if you're going through a breakup, you know, like friendships, you can have a breakup with friendships for that reason, because at some point there is such a disconnection. Or you might have someone at work that sees you doing things better. Maybe you just arrived and you're just doing things better, quicker, and you're calm and you're not stressed, and they feel that you're kind of like doing things to go against them, and that's just you being you and doing the job differently, better, probably.
They're threatened by you.
Right?
They're threatened by you.
By you, so they're gonna try to make you feel different and like you're doing too much, or you're not doing enough, or whatever that is. And that's when you need
Gaslighting you.
exactly. And that's when you need to really stand in your power and remind yourself that it doesn't matter what people think of you.
Yeah.
You need to continue your own path and your own journey. And that's why inner work, it's important. It's because in that way you rediscover bits and pieces of yourself, of your soul, and you're able to make strong decisions. You're able to stand your ground and be like, okay, fine, you want to be nervous today, I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
just here
Yeah.
doing my things. I'm just doing my job, and I
Yeah.
am not taking up your nervousness or your whatever.
Yeah.
And same for other people. And if it's needed at some point, you just have to be strong enough to say, sorry, but this is not working for me. And
Yeah.
we can, I mean, sometimes you can have a conversation, but I feel that you just distance yourself from certain people, and slowly you grow apart. But for me, it's always like those people have helped you for
Yeah.
how many years, and there was a reason for them to be there. Now
Yeah.
you're going in a different direction, and it's okay to let
Yeah.
them be
It
where they
is.
want to be, and you keep moving.
Yeah. Amen. And when I did that, Mara, I was like, as I said, my last 2 years with these friendships were so awkward, and I felt so judged. I felt like I had three heads when I talked to these people, because they looked at me like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're not the same
Mm,
person you used to be. And they're right. I wasn't
yeah,
the same person I used to be, but I didn't want to be that person. That person had depression, anxiety, panic disorder. Now that I'm over here and I don't need their like, they were so used to being the helpers in my life because I had so much drama caused by my trauma. They were always the helpers. They were always the ones that could be better than me, right? But when
right.
all of a sudden I don't need that anymore, like, I remember one of them said to me, I don't know what to do with you anymore. Like, do you even need me in your life? I'm like, how about you just love me? Like, I don't
Yeah,
need anything from you other than you
yeah,
loving me. But that person was so used to being a certain way that when I did my inner work and I didn't need them to be my fixer anymore, they didn't know what to do. So
right.
so who knows? I mean, one day, once, these amazing centers that we're building right now, that you're a part of that, Mara, are built, and they see, Elvira had to step back from our friendships because she had to build this, with all these amazing people. Who knows? I might be their friend again, because at that point I will have achieved that mission. And it's like they get to see, okay, yeah, I can see why she had to do what she had to do. And if there's still love there, we can be friends again, but from a different place, right?
Yeah,
But they need to see me, because back then they didn't see me.
right.
So I
Yeah.
tried to play small to please them, and I'm not small. I'm very tall, and I'm here for a bigger purpose, as are you,
Yes,
as
yes,
is
yes,
anyone watching this, if you
yes,
choose to
yes,
believe it. You got to choose to believe it. But
yes,
those people were not into personal development. They weren't into being more than they could be, because that's not what was up for them. They were at this state where, yeah, they just went to work. They took care of their families. They, got together with other couples on the weekend, and that was their life. I was not willing to play by those rules anymore. I was here to live aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed. When I invited them to my jazz album launch, one of them didn't show up. The other one showed up and talked to my mother the whole time. She never once looked on stage. She could not see me doing what I was brought here to do.
yeah,
So it didn't feel good anymore. And that was the beginning of the end. No, it wasn't the beginning of the end. It was sort of like near the end. But here's what I noticed: as soon as I had the courage to separate from both of them, Mara, so I put out this offer, like, because I'm a coach, and I put out this offer. Nobody was paying attention to the offer. It was cricket, cricket, cricket. There was no activity with my offer. As soon as I was able to put them both in the farther circle, I falked them with love and light. And I, as I said, teach you how to do that for free online. When I falked them with love and light, they no longer touched me energetically. There was a very solid boundary. You know what happened with my offer? It got totally filled.
yeah.
What changed?
Your energy, and the fact that you weren't allowed other people to steal your energy. But this
Yeah.
is the thing, like, and I think that we even with friendships, I keep saying, you go back to what you know. So if you grew up with parents that told you that you need to stay in the box, if it's very much likely that some of your friends are going to be energetically like them.
Yeah.
At least that's what I realized
Yeah.
for me when my dad passed away. I kind of had this moment like that. That was definitely one of my awakenings where I was like, okay, first of all, stop playing around. It's time to make your dreams come true. You need to work and you need to sign up to do this coaching course because you've been saying this for way too long. You haven't done anything first.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was, obviously, because I was so heartbroken, I needed people in my life that were able to handle me broken.
Yeah.
Because I was always the one helping others.
Yeah.
I was always the one being happy and giving, good advice, and people were coming to me because they wanted to feel happier or because they knew I would say something to make them feel happier. All of a sudden that ended because I was barely able to take care of myself.
Yeah.
And I needed someone to lift me up.
Yeah.
And that's, all of those situations are always the ones where you see who are your real friends or who is there that can actually help you up and who is there that is like, okay, so when are you going back to normal? Like, and right. I got asked this question in the year or two after quite a few times. Wow. And I was like, what do you mean? This is who I am. Like, I don't think you understand what I'm going through, and you don't need to, but at least have the decency to not even ask me this question.
Yeah.
Right. And so in that moment, I was like, those people that I consider to be my best friends don't feel like that, because if you cannot understand the pain that I'm going through right now, and I don't need to tell you what it means to lose a parent. I really don't. I got a friend of mine that told me, oh, but she used to talk about her father every time. There were always something, an anecdote, how do you say, what do you say?
Anecdote.
Yeah. Something. And I was never talking about him. Like, I didn't need to. I mean, sometimes, and I just remember her saying, oh, I didn't realize you were that close to your father. You never talked about him. I'm like, wow, he's my father.
Yeah.
Hello. Like it's not that we don't speak. We never spoke, or I never met him.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to say? And so in that moment, I was like, I need people that can see me, like you said, they can love me, they can support me when I'm down, they can celebrate me when I'm up.
Yeah.
It cannot be just whenever they feel like, or just when I am up, because they can be up too. Because, and then, I'm a generator. So my job in this world is to light up people, and people will keep going on my end, will thrive with my energy. And I know I'm that kind of person, but sometimes you're just really down and you need people to be with you for no reason. Yeah. And that's when I realized some people, my best friend now became my best friend because we used to see each other whenever. And she kind of felt so taken aback from the situations. Like, I just knew you needed me. I just knew you needed someone to help you go through this.
Wow.
And she was just there.
Yeah.
Like some other people that weren't that close, they were just there, helping me through whatever stage I was in. If it was just, I'm gonna cry today, they would let me cry. If it
they
was
held space for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And and that's when I realized, okay, well, I'm just gonna continue to be me. And if you're not happy, and they tried to make me feel guilty about it, make me feel guilty because I was no longer there. I was like, well, I just don't want to be there for your drama, because your drama has nothing to deal with, like, my pain is so big I can't even explain it. Your drama is just drama, and I don't want to be part of this. I can't. So I can't be there for you. You arguing with your boyfriend because you just moved in, and you getting married and not being happy for that. It's, like, I don't know what to do with this. And and that's when you shift and you start to change, and obviously people will start to be like, what's going on? Like, And that's when you need to really listen to yourself and your intuition, what your body wants,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just stay with it, because you're the most important person that you will ever know.
Yes.
And you need to
Yes.
take care of yourself.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Mara. It's very vulnerable. And yeah, so I love that, if anybody's watching that's struggling, with are you really seen by the people that you consider to be in your inner circle? Do they really belong in your inner circle? Do you need to do some inner work so that you can separate from those people that are sucking your energy and not allowing you to be who you're meant to be?
Yeah.
This is what you and I are here to do, right? To support people on their journey. So I just invite anyone who's struggling to reach out to either of us if you connect to our
Yeah.
energy, to our stories. Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we close down, Mara?
Just that you're never, never alone. Maybe you're gonna feel alone for a little while, but if you connect to yourself, you're gonna find so much love and so much connection. That's what you need, probably. Sometimes you don't need
Yeah.
physical people. You
Yeah.
need to find yourself. You need to find your soul again. So
Oh,
don't be afraid for that.
yeah.
Just ask your soul to show you the way, and you will
Yes.
also eventually meet new people, the right ones, that make you
Yes.
feel good, and that you can actually
Yeah.
make them feel good as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you're aligned, the right people find you, and it's a good relationship. When you're out of alignment, don't be surprised if you attract crappy people because you're in a low vibration. When I lived out of my higher vibration self for all those years, they were in my life. So when I transformed, they no longer matched that vibration. Of course, we were going to have to leave, right? So your inner work is about being that high vibration, authentic person, aligned person, so that you attract good people. And the other people, they just leave.
Yeah,
And that's all good. It's
it's a
all good.
natural cycle, like
Yeah.
like in September, October, when fall, when the leaves fall from the tree,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly like that. It's
Yeah.
natural. Nothing is forever. This is
Yeah.
like what I say to my clients: bullshit.
No. Amazing, amazing,
All
Mara.
right.
Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful conversation. It's always so great to chat with you. And I hope that this served at least one person, if not more. And yeah, we're here to support you if you could use it.
Yes, thank you so much, Elvira, for always being
Okay.
with me in this lovely conversation. You have all the details if you're watching. Well, if you're watching live, you know where to find us. But if you're watching this on YouTube, all the details to get in touch with us are in the comments and in the description. So just reach out and share this with someone if you feel this might need that. They might need us.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Thank
See you
you.
next week.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.
Mwah.